G'day gamers, Gob here. Welcome back to Gob's Quickies. Now today I'm going to talk about one of my favourite things in the game, and that is the map. Yes, the map, the map, the map. Those who watch my Trycraft series, and if you haven't already seen it, go and check it out. You'll know that I'm pretty obsessed with mapping because it actually is quite handy. It lets you keep a record of what's around you and find your way home and all those sort of good things, and it just sort of gets you an overall feel for your realm. If you're not already subscribed, please go and hit the sub button now, and you'll see when my Trycraft series out and all my other series and quickies and things like that, and you'll just be part of my family and I'll love you forever. Yep, do it. Right, let's get into mapping. Now, first things first, how do we make a map? Well, to make a map, you're going to need paper and you're going to need a compass. If you don't know how to make a compass, it's very easy. It's iron and redstone. Okay, so come up to your friendly crafting table, you get your compass, and you surround it with paper. And there you go. You now have an empty map. And using a map is very easy, okay? At the moment we have an empty map, but to use the map, you just stand wherever you are and click. Okay, so you use it, and then it creates a map. Now I'm in creative mode, so it just cloned it for me, but there you go. And depending on the scale of the map will depend on how much you can actually see. This scale is 1:1, okay, so it's a scale level 1 map, and you can see pretty well everything on here. And that black square just next to my pointer, just there, is that map board that you can see. Now as you move around the map, more things appear. See, and now I have a complete scale map. And you can link maps, okay? If you make up a wall with a whole heap of item frames, you can place your map in the item frame. And if you go around mapping and you've got lots of different maps, you can connect them together, so you make a big map. Now this map is all the scale 1 maps, okay? So we've got a massive area over 9, well, not so massive I should say, we've got a large area over 9 item frames. Okay, but I want to go exploring, and I don't necessarily want a map board that's going to be like 1,000 blocks wide by 1,000 blocks high. How do I do that? For that, we're going to need a cartography table. Okay, now a cartography table is one of the workstations that was introduced in previous updates to Minecraft, and it is all about the map. Okay, so we come up to our cartography table, we click on it, and we place the map that we're working with into the cartography table. See, it's a scale 1:1 map. If we've got some paper, we can place the paper in our map, and we make that map a scale 1:2. Okay, 1:2. And now this map is encompassing pretty well all that area. So it's no longer just that square there, it's all of that. Okay, and again, to open up the map, we need to run around, okay, to clear out more area. And as we move around the map, we'll open up new locations. Okay, but I want to get even bigger still. I want to explore more of the overworld. What do I do now? Well, I go back to my cartography table and I place that map back in there. I get another piece of paper and we scale it out again. Okay, so now we have a 1:3 map, and see? That area which we had previously on the 1:2 map is now that little corner on this one. Okay, and we can do it again. Place the map on the cartography table, place a piece of paper down, take it out, and we now have a 1:4 map. And see, this area here is now just that little corner of the map. And imagine what 9 of this scale map would look like. How much of the world would you cover? And that's how you get massive maps of massive areas of the overworld. But Gob, can you do it again? And the answer to that is yes. Okay, that's a 3 is to 4. And last, can we do it again? No, we can't. So that's it. That's the most times that you can do it. So you can do it 5 times. And it gets to cover a much larger area of the overworld for your map board. Okay, so we've now got our map. How do we do little clever things to make this map useful? Well, to do that, we need a banner. Okay, and if we take our banner and we go around to an anvil, we can name the banner something. Now let's call this one Gob's Map Wall. Okay, so this banner is now called Gob's Map Wall. Okay, so we've got this map. Okay, and we've got all our pretty little things on it. We've got our map wall on it. But you know, if I fly away, I might not ever find it, especially if I got it scaled out. So we can go and place our named banner on our area. I then get my map. I walk up to that named banner and I click. And look what's on that map now. That banner is now on there, Gob's Map Wall. And no matter where we go, that named area is on our map. So how do we tell where we're going on the map? Well, as you can see, the little white dot on the map is where we are. And the little dot has a little pointer, like a little nose sticking out of it, and that's the direction we are facing. Okay, and if we're on the map, and we can be seen on the map, you'll have that little pointer, and whichever direction we face is whichever direction the little pointer is. And if we happen to go off the edge of the map, our cursor turns into a little white dot, and it is no longer with the little pointer. So we can fly around as much as we like and it just stays a white dot. Okay, but the white dot will be relative to where on the X, Y or Z you are for that map. So if I go north, see, my pointer is moving north. It's not on the map, but I can tell that I'm skirting the edge of this map. So I just have to face east and fly, and eventually I'll come back onto that map, just like that. And that's one way of finding your way around if you've got maps and getting yourself onto a map, and they're very handy with treasure maps. Now, one thing to note, maps only work in the overworld. Okay, if you go into the Nether or into the End, you'll just get a map full of gobbledygook. Okay, might still see the pointer, but you won't see any terrain. Okay, so we've now got our beautiful map here with our area on it, and we might want to record this for prosperity. Say we've done a pixel art picture on the ground, and we've made a map of it so we can have a flag or a big message or a expression of love for one of your fellow Minecrafters. Then you can come across to your crafting table, to your cartography table, and we can place our map in the cartography table, and we can place a piece of glass over top of that map. And what we get then is a locked map. Okay, it is now locked. And this map is never, ever going to change. And we'll now show you what I mean by that. We'll just get another map of this area. Okay, so we'll go and get our banner on that. So if we put these two maps side by side, there's no difference, is there? None whatsoever, but one of the maps is locked. Now, what does that mean, Gob? That means that no matter what I do now in this area, that locked map will not change, because maps will actually update. If you do any builds in your area and you open up your map, that map will update. Okay, so let's just build something a little bit silly. We'll do a cross. Okay, X marks the spot. And we've now got our map. Now this is our non-locked map. See how the cross is there on the map? Okay, and we go to the locked map, and it's not. Okay, that map will never change. We could have a map of our massive builds, and they'll all look spectacular on our map, we lock it, and then we could tear everything down, and those builds will be there forever on the original map. Okay, so you're doing a mapping project in your world. Okay, you're on a multiplayer server with lots of other people, and you know what? It's a big job. You want to split the effort. Okay, you can actually copy maps. Okay, to copy a map, you go to a cartography table, you place your map in the cartography table, and instead of putting paper in there to expand the map, you put another map in. And if you put another map in, you get two maps of the exact same type, and they stack. So now you can give that to your friend, and they can go off and explore an area, and you can go off and explore an area, and you can copy it and share maps. And if one of you changes something, it'll copy across onto everyone else's maps. Now, one other thing, you can get maps from shipwrecks, you can find them in strongholds, and you can also find them in villages, because villages contain cartographers, and I always plunder the villages and take the cartography tables and any maps that I find in the chests there. So you can get them that way as well, apart from just crafting them. You can also trade with villages to get maps, and special maps like maps to woodland mansions, ocean monuments, buried treasure, things like that. Well, you can't get buried treasure maps from villages, but you know what I mean. So there you go, maps. A wonderful, spectacular, handy resource that you and your friends can use within your Minecraft world. And you know what? They actually make great little decoration pieces in themselves. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other content. Chuck me a comment on this one. And if you're not a patron, go check out my Patreon site as well, because you can get access to our Patreon server, play alongside Trycrafters and ourselves and all our patrons, and have a whale of a good time. But that's all I got time for today. Until next time, hooroo!